Welcome back to another epic video, Disc Golf Valley fans. Today, we're introducing a brand new challenge that's going to push your skills to the limit. This one is not for the faint of heart. It's all about precision, strategy, and keeping your game clean. That's right, folks. It's time for the Clean 18 Challenge. Here's the deal. You'll be tackling the Mean 18 layout, a custom layout designed specifically to test your abilities. The layout is super scorable, but don't let that fool you. To come out on top, you need to play flawlessly. No pars, no hiccups, just pure disc golf perfection. But there's more. If you conquer this challenge, you'll be walking away with something legendary. The coveted Glide Skip Paradigm Disc, featuring an exclusive Westy-designed stamp that's just as incredible as the disc itself. So how do you win? Simple. Shoot a clean -18 on the Mean 18. But here's the kicker. You'll need plenty of eagles to get there. And even if you slip up along the way, don't lose hope. There's an albatross opportunity waiting on the final hole that could save your round and help you snag that paradigm. Are you ready to put your skills to the ultimate test? This challenge is only offered a few times per year, so stick around because we're about to dive into the Mean 18 layout and show you what it's going to take to keep it clean. Let's go. The layout starts pretty simple with KO backward 9. You can take the inside line with something like a sapphire and carve through the trees to get yourself a close look for the eagle. But since the addition of water skip to the game, the simple line is almost always over the water with a powered down water skip drive or a full power water skip fairway driver, depending on what the wind is doing. The next hole is Ikigai Enso 6. This hole is a bit tougher, especially if the wind is up, but should still be very scorable. You could take a water skip fairway line through the tree and look for a good jump right up onto the green. You can also aim a bit further left and try to hit this wall just right to leave yourself a good look for the eagle. There's a forehand line that has a very similar aim point to the backhand line at the wall. But without a backstop, I find the forehand line to be a lot riskier of an approach. Hole 3 is Crow's Nest 4. If you haven't mastered the line over the top yet, now's the time to dial it in. With a neutral wind, you don't even have to slide left or right. Just adjust your aim until you see a small air gap on the right side of the T sign. Using your musket or sapphire, throw with a steep Anheuser or roller angle to watch that disc roll over the top of the mountain and snuggle up right next to the basket for an easy eagle. Hole 4 brings Maple Hill 12 on the diamond layout into play. This hole is gettable with a glide fairway driver and a little bit of a helping wind to push you far down that hill. Default aim is all you need if you can get the angle just right. Hopefully you get some good ground play and end up close. If you don't, eagle isn't out of play yet. You'll just need to make the hero save throw-in to save that hole. If you have a headwind or a left or right wind, you might need to consider throwing a distance driver to give yourself a good look at the basket, maybe even a glide skip driver. Next up is Ikigai Springs 3. And the tuck choice of whether to try to cross the river off the tee or toss a fairway driver up to the drop zone. Of course, trying to cross will make your second shot much easier, but it comes with a risk of taking a par if you miss. Remember, -18 is still achievable with one birdie. One play to cross the river in a bad wind is a skip shot off the bank. This is a fairly reliable play as long as you aren't hitting one of the very annoying dead skip zones. In a bad wind, the second shot is never going to be easy. But the skip across the river makes it more feasible. The layup off the tee is my usual play for this hole. A glide sapphire with a minimal adjustment to the default aim lines you up very close to the drop zone. A big sky Anheuser from there with a skippy distance driver has a good chance of getting you in range to knock down the eagle. It's getting trickier now with Lakeside 5. Most of the time, this will be a very easy eagle with a water skip distance driver. You can flex a rive up the middle if that's what you already bag and don't want to make any changes. You could also consider swapping in a flippy water skip driver for this challenge, since that will make this hole tremendously easier. The real challenge on this hole comes in if there's a nasty headwind that prevents the water skip from getting cleanly across. If that happens, you're going to need to go old school and throw to the center island to try and set up your second shot to throw in for the eagle. Now it's getting intense, with Frozen Valley 4 as the 7th hole. This is a difficult eagle, even in a 1 wind, and you don't even want to think about how tough it can be in a bad wind. The neutral wind shot is best, in my opinion, with the glide roll rive on a big hyzer angle to slide across the ice and get yourself right up onto the green for an easy look at eagle. If you want to be more conservative, you can throw a fairway driver out onto the ice to set up a longer throw-in to secure the eagle. The penultimate hole is the easiest ace in the game on Sunshine Glade. There are plenty of ways to ace this hole. If you've made it this far, you're going to want to take your time to line up this shot and watch the sway on your aim. Top chevron just to the left of the basket, and a straight pullback for a little bit of tournament hope, and drop it in for that ace. Reese shows us with a shift. You can aim straight in the basket with about half power. Zonker is going to show us a drop aimed off to the right of the flag, and the overstability of the drop drops into those chains. Compass, a very similar aim point, and it's going to fade off over into the chains there as well. Whether you go at it with a putter, mid-range, or fairway driver, you're going to want to hit this one. And now to hole 9. If you're sitting at -16, take a sigh of relief and take the relatively easy eagle on Champion's Landing FPO hole 9. If you dropped a stroke somewhere along the way, you're still in it. Albatross is in play here with a perfect drive and a fantastic throw-in. You can throw forehand or lefty up the fairway to get a long throw-in look for Albatross. There might be a backhand line over all the OB to get to the green, but it's not one that I've found yet. If you successfully score that coveted -18, you're going to be rewarded with the beautiful glide skip paradigm decorated with a Westy stamp to show off that you've achieved the incredibly difficult Clean 18.